Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing an April recap, or as the Germans say for April, April macht was will, which basically means April does whatever the heck it wants to do, from weather, super random weather, to stocks. Because oh my god, last month was again a little bit all over the place. We had maybe 2 really good weeks of consistent, continuations, breakthroughs, and so on and so forth. But last week and then there was the holiday as well. Very sketchy activity. We're getting a lot of chop, and then we're occasionally ticker that pops up a lot and then has no continuation, just keeps on selling off. So it was a little bit all over the place, but it was definitely better than January, February, in March individually for me. So it feels like the year is getting a little bit better because it's been a super slow and kind of choppy year for day trading overall. So in this video, what I really want to focus on is how to do a recap, how to review your trades, because I find this one of the most important things that any trader could be doing or should be doing to improve their trading. It's something I've been doing since day one. And actually, let me show you some of the benefits here on my YouTube channel. I showed, I always do these monthly recap videos, and I try to always focus at least on one topic. So for example, last monthly recap video, I talked about going through all my trades and finding two different patterns, or I have 3 patterns, and 2 of them aren't that great lately. So I basically stopped doing everything that wasn't making me the most amount of money, and this month it helped tremendously to do stuff like that. So using your stats can help you. Let's see, let's break it down. This wasn't very detailed here. I could have titled that one a little bit better, but by basically doing a recap, let's see, one stock sums up my whole entire month trading. Yeah, there's usually something you could really break down, take away from your trades, and improve from. For example, there was another video, let's see, this one, positioning, where I talk a lot about positioning sizing. Then sometimes I've really focused on the front side, certain patterns, so on and so forth. Here I talk about like which day of the week is really good for me, how long I'm typically holding trades for, trying to figure out, if I'm holding a trade X amount of time, is it best just to sell it at one point? So just getting these kind of metrics is really important. And that's what I really like about these day trading recap videos. Plus, it reminds you what happened. Also, puts a little things in perspective, like, okay, these patterns are clearly working, these are not working. What can I expect going forward from here? So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. Also, here's the SPY. I just threw it up here. So we began April. It was basically just one big sell-off. So the market was selling off quite aggressively, and we had these 2 little dead cat bounces. Maybe that's where I was doing better, which is kind of weird because actually in the beginning of the month I did pretty good, and then like the last or second to last week of the month I did pretty good, which is actually in this. So kind of weird, my trading, I would say. Anyway, my overall P&L for April was $6.8 thousand, which it's not that great, it's not that bad. It's just kind of like right in the middle, I feel like, of like my averages. So I'm pretty happy with that fact that at least I was able to clean up some averages. And actually right here I did not select the right day, so this should be yeah, there we go. So let's see here on total winners, 69.95%. That's my win ratio. That's actually pretty okay. It's higher than my average. I think my average right now is like 67 or something like that. So it's slightly higher than my average. Let me actually scroll to this here. Average position cost. So $4,000 is my average position cost. So actually, this was a pretty good month based on my average position cost or size. How much does it cost for my average position, right? $4,000. That's basically you times the share price by the or the amount of shares by the average CPU cost per unit of the share. So this is actually very small because I want to be trading on average over $10,000. And there was many trades where I would take where I'd be up like, or I only have like $1,000 or $2,000 position size. So in general, April, I definitely sized down a little bit, but I started feeling a little bit more confident near the end, sizing up. Today, I definitely sized up. It was a red day today, unfortunately, but You want to get aggressive as the day kind of heats up a little bit, as you're green and you're starting to, you know, add on that green kind of buffer zone. And what I've noticed is there's many days in April where it was just kind of choppy. I wasn't really building that buffer. And then sometimes I would just get up like 5% based on my average position size, maybe a little bit more. And then I'd be like, I kind of feel like calling it already. So I never really felt super confident in scaling size that much. But hopefully in May, we'll see a little bit more consistency. And then I would like to really keep scaling from there. Let's see what else we got. Total losers 27, scratches here 2.8. Max consecutive days, this is pretty nice. 19 consecutive green days in a row. That's pretty nice. Largest winning trade here, 1.1 thousand, almost 1.2, and a 15% winner. Largest losing trade, unfortunately, is bigger. But that's actually a pretty nice win ratio. I'm pretty happy, or, you know, big winner. 15%, that's pretty good. Let's actually look at my win ratio here. Where is that? That's right here. Average win 1.5, average loss 1.56. So that's not the best risk reward, but you know, a lot of my trading is one-to-one risk reward because I'm trading front side and I'm taking profits fairly quickly. I do think my trades have a better risk reward. I just take profits really fast, especially in a choppy market like we're in. I'm not going to let my winners ride that long because oftentimes you'll see a nice little, you know, you'll be up 5% before you know it, you close it for a loss. So I'm not trying to let my winners run unnecessarily long. And I think these are more the interesting statistics here. Let's actually look. So one thing I pretty much stopped doing was trading ranging and backside. And I did do like a few trades. So let's quickly look here for the front side. Front side, I'm up $7.2 thousand, and like typical, I gave back on ranging and backside. Actually, my win ratio even for front side is even higher, so that's looking really good. And biggest loser and biggest winner actually came from front side. So yeah, there's that. Average trade duration for front side is very quick usually because it's either, you know, breakout or bailout, so that makes a lot of sense. Let's see some of these other statistics here. So this is for ranging. I only did 12 trades ranging, so very small amount. I did 408 trades front side, so that's fairly high. And then what was the total here? 426. Okay. That means I didn't do that many backsides at all. Average win, average loss, yeah, okay there. This is, again, front side. And then what do we got here? So with ranging, it's almost not even worth looking at the statistics because we didn't trade that much. I would say, really, if you're not doing more than like, well, if you don't have like more than 100 trades or so, maybe 50 or so, your analytics might not be that helpful yet. So definitely focus on getting a lot of trades documented. I think that's like a really big first step. And, you know, just documenting your trades is very helpful because every trade that I document, I look at the charts. It takes a little bit sometimes, but I think it really helps me just constantly reinforce, you know, what's going right, what's going wrong. Let me write some thoughts about what was good and bad on this trade and so on and so forth. Yeah, so I only did 6 trades on backside, really not worth talking about here. And, you know, I think a lot of it was just trading some of these large caps backside because sometimes when the small caps really aren't that interesting, I'll trade a little bit of large caps, especially on the backside. Here's a little bit of backside trading right here where I was looking for a reversal or at least a little pop that we didn't get. So yeah, not so interesting. Let me actually close that. What I did want to go down here and do it with you guys as well, now that we have a good little overview of our statistics, is I like to look at the insights. So how is my trading going overall compared to like this month compared to my overall strategies, or since we started this strategy is what I wanted to say. So let's go ahead and look at that. And then we can actually fill in some of these bullets together here. And this is usually something I would do on my own. So going to the insights page, this is the general overview of the insights page. And let's go to the monthly, and you can see volume's increasing here a little bit lately. So that's good. I'm using a little bit more share size. And actually, if we go back to day and hide the nominal, that's nominal is how much you make per day. Cumulative is on average how much you're making. So we were on a really nice exponential growth originally. And this is when we were doing the small account challenge. I think we somewhere ended in here. And then I started growing. Actually, no. This doesn't even include the small account challenge. So we switched from the small account challenge to the unlimited account, and then we were growing exponentially. And this was really because we were increasing our share size pretty much every month. And now I've been kind of stuck around this 10,000 share size. And that's why we're, the growth went from exponential to what seems to be a little bit more linear here in this area. So I got to get back to growing my share size by number one. That is my biggest focus right now. And one thing that's a little bit tough is I don't want to just blindly increase my share size. I kind of need the market to validate that I can increase my share size. I need a little bit more consistency in the market. I need those really good setups. I need those high volumes pre-market, which we just haven't been seeing. We've been seeing between 1 and 200,000 shares being traded per 1 minute, but I need 400 or 500 shares being traded per 1 minute on the stocks we're trading. So it's I'm kind of waiting for the volume a little bit before I really want to start sizing up. Now, if I start building a little bit of cushion, I'm in a flow. I've noticed the more I trade, the more money I make. It's kind of one of those days. Then I could start sizing up quicker. So one of the big things, I think I'm going to get this put on the wall in front of me. It's basically patience, aggression, and size. I used to just say you want to be patient and aggressive, but now I say you want to be patient, aggressive, and then you want to start sizing as quick as possible. So patient, waiting for the right setup, right? Don't trade everything. For me, it's really focusing on front side, and then aggression. Once you see that setup, stop being patient, don't be conservative, get in that setup, because the last thing you want to do is miss that 5, 10, 20, 30% move because you're just trying to squeeze out or wait a little bit more for the price to pull back 1 or 2 cents, and then it runs without you. And that happened to me so many times. So patience, and then aggression, and then size. Don't do that whole entire front side move and trade small size. That's because then you're gonna have FOMO later, and then you're gonna size, and you're gonna give back your profit. So once you realize this is the good setup, this is the good move, and you're getting aggressive, you want to start sizing aggressively very quickly as well, 100%. So let's actually duplicate this tab here, and let me close these other ones, or else I'm going to get confused. And what I want to do is actually just show April. So let's go ahead and show April, apply. And this is going to look a little bit crazy. Obviously, we have the cumulative, we have the nominals. We had a big red day as well. We hit our max stop once, and the first week was really my consistent one, and the third week was really good. And then the second and fourth week were not ideal, a little bit break even kind of weeks. But the reason I wanted to do this is because I actually wanted to scroll down here and then look at these two charts side by side, and actually. Let's see if we can do this in a good way. Let's break this up a little bit here. Actually, how do I move this down? There we go. And let's see if this works. It gets a little scrunched, so I'm not sure. Actually, okay, that's quite fine. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's just because I didn't refresh it. And then let's go ahead and then move this one here. And then yeah, let's refresh this. So this is what you're seeing here is my unlimited account, and you guys could go to this account on your own time and review it and study it. I'm up $11,000 or $111,000 overall on this account, so that's really nice progress. So the difference between these two is basically this is just the month, and this is the whole entire account since the start, which is July 20th roughly, or July not 20th, but July 2020. So mid summer 2020 and until now. So almost 2 years in this account. Now let's go to the time performances and see, how have we been performing, and, compare these. There we go. So let's see, time of day. On average, it looks like I do my best trading here around 7 a.m. And that is consistent now with what we're seeing for April. And then I make a little bit less money and a little bit less money, and then everything else is more or less a wash. I mean, I would say on average, yes, it does make sense for me to keep trading based on the P&L, but based on the energy I put in and the P&L I get out, I feel like it's not worth it. Plus, there's tons of other things I'm doing. I'm not just trading, so it's hard for me to really focus in these areas. So really, for 7 to 10 is really what I'm trading at. And 7 to 10. So I pretty much stopped trading at 10. Sometimes I just stop trading at 9:55 or something like that. But lately I've been trying to get to at least 10 and then keep watching a little bit and then wrap up. Because sometimes, the best move of the day happens right at 10:05, and I've missed a lot of those. So I got to keep that in mind. Let's go to weekday here. Looks like Tuesday was my worst day in April, and Friday was my best day. Okay. Tuesday is actually usually my best day. That's actually quite interesting. And then Friday is my worst day. So, I start off the week all right, and then it looks like I get more and more sloppy. A little bit weird. Maybe it's like mental fatigue or something like that. I'm not totally sure. What month is the best? Obviously, this is only going to show April. And then here, this is a little bit inaccurate because we're, you got to remember I'm missing technically 2 months that don't have any data. So you can't really be looking at this, but maybe December is a pretty good month for me overall. Duration, let's go to duration. They're both going to be intraday because that's usually where I'm only trading. And then let's see here. What do we got? So where do I make most of my money? How long do I typically hold as stock, hold a trade? And what's my P&L? So it looks like trades I hold for less than a minute, I make the most money on. And then trades between 1 minute, 1:59, I make the second most, and then actually reverses. So this time I made a little bit more money holding a bit longer on some of these, which is kind of interesting. But I guess that's, let's see, there's 49 trades here. So again, like I said before, like you want to get to like 50, ideally like 100 trades before you can really start getting some good statistics out of your trading. So I would say this is way more reputable, and then this is, sometimes I'll be green, sometimes I'll be red, but clearly, those, right, front side trading, breakout or bailout, it's really that simple. So if I'm holding a front side move and it hasn't broken out yet, kind of like, what am I doing? I'm kind of hoping at that point, and then maybe it's selling off, maybe I'm averaging down, and then eventually I cut my losses or something like that. So it looks like, if I'm not profitable within 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes or so, I really need to be jumping ship. So that's a good little way to compare, see if like something's really sticking out. It kind of looks like in April specifically, everything is going by the books. So no real surprises here, and I wouldn't say I can really amend anything. A lot of this is kind of reinforcing my current thoughts, but sometimes you'll notice like, oh, I'm starting to deviate a little bit from my averages, but it's actually going really good or it's going really bad. And then you could try to figure out, did you change something? Are you doing a little bit of a different strategy? Are you maybe like, traveling? Or is there something going on that you could either keep doing or reducing to hopefully improve all your averages, right? It looks like in general, April was fairly consistent with the rest of my timeline. So we can kind of move on from there. And, this is where you could put some notes on, like for the insights, fairly consistent, keep trading, only front side, everything else is a distraction, right? Just keep it really simple, add simple notes. And then what I like to do is really dive into the stock specifically. And let's actually go to the P&L calendar here and see if we could identify some sort of trends. And what I also like to do is review my personal journal. So I have another personal journal where I pretty much document every day, what I was doing, how was I feeling, certain thoughts I have. And sometimes I like to match it up with my TradeJournal. That's always kind of interesting. And then I like to review past recaps as well. Because sometimes you talk about gems, but then you forget about it. So it's always good to review the past consistently. So let's see here. This is day trading calendar. Let's go to April here. This is something we've talked about quite a lot in just the recap videos. So I feel like there's maybe not as much to share here. There is one big thing here that I've been thinking. And so Friday was a holiday. Markets were closed. And this happens to me a lot where the days leading up to the holiday, I do worse and worse and worse. And lately I've been taking the day before the day off. So I've been making basically a 3-day weekend, a 4-day weekend. And I think that's generally a good idea. So what I might really start doing is like the 2 days leading up to my 4-day weekend, I might really slow down entirely. So if I'm even up like 2-3%, I might just go ahead and call it. If I notice I'm kind of start going lower and lower and lower, I might just call it quicker. So basically making my, I don't know, maybe right now my average stop, for example, is 10%. When I'm down 10% based on my average size, I call it. I'm not allowed to keep trading. So what I might do on a holiday week is if I'm down 5%. So I might actually really do that. Let's take note here. Trading around holidays, I do worse and worse. Reduce max loss from 10% to 5% based on average size. This is something I've been thinking about quite a lot, and I think I'm going to apply this rule because I reach my max loss almost every time there is a holiday week. It's just brutal. It's so frustrating. So, if I reduce my max loss here from 1,000 to 500, yeah, okay, this would have been the same. But here I would have only had, negative 500 or negative 600 or negative 400. I don't know, one of those numbers. I would have not had negative 1,000. So that basically means I would have been able to walk away with like $600 more, $500 to $600 more, or let's say $400 to $600 more, depending on, how the cards fell. But, just like that, I could have walked away with a little bit more profit and then ended the whole entire month, up over $7,000. And obviously not trading ranging or backside. That's something I really just need to stop altogether. So I think personally that that's definitely something I need to implement. And then running P&L. Now, this is a good one. This is something that did everything load right? Yeah, it looks like it. I hope that you guys were able to see everything I was currently working on. Okay, so this one, we're already in May. Let me go back to April. This is sometimes tough to get some really good value out. But what I've noticed is there's those days where you just consistently do good or consistently do bad. Kind of like, look at this. Like, this is a day like where the more I trade, the better I do, the more money I make. Here's another day where it's like that. I really noticed those are days you really want to size as much as possible, get as aggressive as possible. Here's a day where I really fall off a cliff. Look, I was up almost $1,000, and then just in that one trade, I gave it all back. I guess that was my max, that biggest loser that we talked about earlier. Here's a day where it's like I just can't get above water. Everything I do is wrong, and I just keep getting worse and worse. Those are usually good days to call it. And it looks like I was, I made this big loss pretty late at 10:03. So it looks like I should have called it around 9:42 or so, 9:45, I don't know, 9 something. I realized the market was really bad and I kept on trading. So, sometimes you want to be very mindful. And I think the longer you trade for, the more you realize like, this is not going so well. Or, ooh, this is a day like, let me start gunning it here. So I think these are sometimes really good takeaways. And then one way to reduce kind of these nasty sell-offs, or like, this is maybe not the best example, but a good way to lock in those profits is the longer you trade for, you're going to get mentally fatigued. So start reducing your size. At first you want to be patient, aggressive, and then size as quick as possible. But at one point, the front side's going to start coming to an end at one point. So maybe once you really start sizing and like you're milking it, you're doing really good, but then it keeps breaking past all these major resistance zones and eventually kind of starts getting a little top heavy. Maybe the volume starts fading a little bit. That's a good time to start reducing your size because eventually you're going to have a loss. You want to keep trading the front side until you start losing, right? So ideally you want to make those losses later on, not your biggest losers. That's something that I really need to work on quite a bit. So let's go ahead and do that. So actually two things. Longer you trade for, start reducing size to protect profits. What was the other thing I said? I actually can't remember right now. Oh yeah, be mindful of the market, or no, not even the market. Yeah, okay, the market, but also your trading mindset for the day. Green or red mentally, aka the more you trade, the more, let's see, compound. So those are just classic things I've noticed, and good reviewer just looking at the running P&L. So let's go ahead and save that already. So that's pretty much a good way to do a recap. Now, what I really like to do, what I find is the most valuable, on top of all that stuff, is just getting obviously screen time with trading. And the best way to kind of replicate that is either do paper trading, or just look at those trades you did and just review them again and again and again and again. Super helpful in my opinion. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of that. And actually, a good way to do that is if we go back to the calendar here very fast, and we go to running P&L right here. Actually, not running P&L. Let's go to P&L calendar. And okay, so wait, that was the wrong day. So okay, here we are in April, and this is something I did with you guys last time. I'll do a few with you today. And then really, I would recommend you guys, especially if you trade my strategy, just go through my own stats. And I could even link it in the first pinned comment below. But just go through each day and think about the trades and maybe compare it to yours and see what you did right and wrong. So it looks like here on the first day, it was a Friday, 18 trades. So on the lower end, usually I'm doing like over 20. But nice little 924 profit. Profit margin here, 96%. Win ratio, 83%. So, on a day like today, or this Friday, I was in a total flow state. Everything was working. My total largest winner here, I totally outmade my largest loser. I barely even had any red trades. I had three losers. And they were probably really close to scratches because this is a very small loss. My average position here a little bit bigger at 7,000, but I should have done $20,000 this day. I mean, it was working well. So when you have those red days, that's not when you want to start sizing to get back into the green. That's just going to probably dig you a deeper hole. But these green days, this is when just a few green days can make your whole entire month, and that's really what you want to be focusing on. And so when I notice like the more I trade, the more money I make, those are the days I really need to be increasing it, ramping things up. So it's like I traded a couple tickers here. Oh, we should add a ticker counter so you know how many tickers you traded. That would be, I don't think I'd have that here. Yeah, okay, that would be a good stat to add. If you guys ever had any stats, just write us here or in the Discord. You guys always have really good feedback there. So LGVN, let's see what we got here. So, oh my God, look how beautiful this front side is. I could just cry. So let's zoom in one more time. Let's see. This was high of 17. This looks like it was the second big green day. That's actually quite surprising. But look at this 5 minute. It is crawling up so nice. Super nice. And so we got these big 5 minute breakouts, nice pullbacks, and it's holding the 9 EMA, it's holding VWAP. So let's see here. Breaks out. I should have been trading this way more aggressively. Nice flat, or this is like an ascending wedge that actually breaks out higher. Falling wedge breaks up to the front side, and then here we have a nice overall flag, probably on the 5 minute, really nice flag setup. Breaks out, another consolidation. Here we kind of break the 9 EMA a little bit, but you notice that it kind of holds this area and then it starts popping higher. I buy into that breakout. I should have actually, I think I did size into this 1 minute. That was pretty nice. So this is just one of those days where, look at my volume. I actually start sizing down a little bit too soon. I should have been getting really aggressive in these areas. I should have been doing like 1,000 plus share size right in this area for sure. And then maybe trade this whole entire thing a little bit more aggressively. And then eventually this ticker is ranging. So I don't want to be trading the range anymore. We're kind of stuck below $16 and we have support here around like 15 or so. So that's when I jumped the ship. And when this ticker was kind of getting choppy like this, if I wanted to keep trading it, this is when I would want to be sizing down, for example. That's like a classic example. I think I made most of my money on LGVN. Let's see what you got here. Who's HUSN? Yeah, some front side attempts here. Not too bad. 5 minutes okay, but a little bit choppy for sure. Nice pullback here. So this is one of those setups where I could be getting a little bit more aggressive. I definitely should be getting a bit more aggressive here too. But yeah, notice how we're at this big resistance zone and we're kind of struggling. That's a good time to size down a little bit as well. MULN. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of a hectic trade. Looks like it popped up really fast. And I think small profit here, but not so interesting. So you're just going through every day and kind of thinking like, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? what were the nice setups? This 25 trades and I only made 340. So, I was doing a lot of choppy stuff, I guess, this day compared to, let's say, Wednesday, where, 33 trades and I made almost $2,000. And this is where you think as well, like, oh, okay, based on those metrics where we are going through the insights, well, Monday's not my best day. Tuesday is much better. And then Wednesday's, I think, Tuesday was like my best. And then I start slowing down again. So that's also good to know. Just all these general metrics. Then it kind of all comes together when you do your trade reviews. Let's see. This day I'm a little bit more choppy. Looks like I even sized down this day. So, if I did maybe at least hold like an average size, it would have been a more profitable day. This maybe would have not been the best day to like go super crazy on size based on how choppy I look. But yeah, sometimes I size down too much, and I think that's a bit of a problem. Here I'm kind of late to the party, very small size. Nah, that's not good. This is a really good setup here. We're on the front side, nice front side move, good pullback, and I'm doing small size. So yeah, lack of confidence. Yeah, okay, PLX, look how choppy this one is. This is just not an exciting ticker. No wonder I didn't get so aggressive on it. ACER. Yeah, this one dies out pretty fast. So, every day it's just going to be new. Some days are there going to be those perfect setups where we're just like, oh my God, I'm feeling it. This is a beautiful front side. It's been going for 30 minutes. Just keep scaling, keep scaling. Obviously, at one point, especially when it gets a little top heavy, volume starts fading, big resistance above, might be a time to start scaling down. So once you do start having those losers, they're not super big. But when you notice like, oh, this is a hot ticker, don't be like, I do this all the time, but sometimes I'll be like, do I really want to get so aggressive on this ticker? Yesterday I had a bit of a red day. I got to be a little bit more careful. That's not how it works. Every day is new. So if this is the day where that ticker is flying, that's the good setup. Scale. Get aggressive, and just size into it like no tomorrow. And then when you notice, there's no good ticker today, either don't trade or trade with smaller size. And then, if you're green, get green, or, take your profits and walk away. And that's really what you can start noticing. And I'm going to go through the rest of these trades. I don't want to make this video last too long, but that's the general concept. So I go through these trades. I think in my last recap video, I went through all days with you guys, but that's all I did. This time I kind of showed you a little bit of the other things, quick stats, calendar, running P&L, and insights. So that's how I do my monthly recap. I take notes, and then I oftentimes right here in this area, I'll say like, on average, or, maybe takeaways from all these trades, and I'll say like, looking forward, and then I'll make notes for the next month. I'll probably fill that out a little bit more. So, looking forward in May, based on how I've been trading, based on what I've been seeing, I want to do more of this based on maybe the overall SPY. Where is that one heading? I want to maybe think about, okay, maybe there's going to be a bounce, or there's going to be more green days. So there might be a little bit more bullish activity in the market. This is a good time to get more aggressive. And so on and so forth. So just being, trying to be as aware as possible of everything that's going on, and then thinking, oftentimes, what can I reduce? Because it's not always so much like, what can I try that's new? It's, you probably have a few things that are working, but a few things that are like kind of distracting you. So if you can cut out those distractions, you tend to do much, much better, and you just focus on like one really, really good setup. Or one strategy, and then if you like, as you get better as a trader, you can maybe add a second, maybe a third strategy. But especially as a new trader, you really only want to have one strategy, and that's it. I think otherwise you're going to get very, very overwhelmed. I was really staying focused on trading small cap gappers for like 2 years now, and it's really coming together. And at this point, I realized, okay, like when it's ranging, I don't do so well. When it's backside, I don't do so well. Still a small cap lead gapper, but I've reduced it even more of when I want to trade these tickers, right? So just see what you can reduce. I think that's a really good thing to focus on these day trading or these monthly recaps that you should do for yourself, and I do every single month. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. I don't want this video to go so long. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out if you did. I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning for some more day trading recaps. Consider subscribing if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.